Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. To educate a person in the mind, but not in morals, is to educate a menace to society. Knowing what's right doesn't mean much unless you do what's right. When you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. If you could kick the person in the pants responsible for most of your trouble, you wouldn't sit for a month. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Speak softly and carry a big stick, you will go far. I am a part of everything that I have read. Courage is not having the strength to go on, it is going on when you don't have the strength. I am an American, free-born and free-bred, where I acknowledge no man as my superior, except for his own worth, or as my inferior, except for his own demerit. To announce that there must be no criticism of the president, or that we are to stand by the president, right or wrong, is not only unpatriotic and servile, but is morally treasonable to the public. Whenever you are asked if you can do a job, tell them, certainly I can. Then get busy and find out how to do it. A vote is like a rifle. Its usefulness depends upon the character of the user. A man who has never gone to school may steal a freight car, but if he has a university education, he may steal the whole railroad. Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering. When you play, play hard. When you work, don't play at all. The best executive is the one who has sense enough to pick good men to do what he wants done, and self-restraint to keep from meddling with them while they do it. No man needs sympathy, because he has to work, because he has a burden to carry. Far and away the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. Don't hit it all, if it is honorably possible, to avoid hitting, but never hit soft. The reason fat men are good-natured is, they can neither fight nor run. Politeness is a sign of dignity, not subservience. The joy in life is his who has the heart to demand it. If given the choice between righteousness and peace, I choose righteousness. It is not often that a man can make opportunities for himself, but he can put himself in such shape that, when or if the opportunities come, he is ready. no man is justified in doing evil on the ground of expediency. Character, in the long run, is the decisive factor in the life of an individual and of nations alike. There is not a man of us who does not at times need a helping hand to be stretched out to him, and then shame upon him who will not stretch out the helping hand to his brother. Only those are fit to live who do not fear to die, and none are fit to die who have shrunk from the joy of life and the duty of life. Both life and death are parts of the same great adventure. Wide differences of opinion in matters of religious, political, and social belief must exist if conscience and intellect alike are not to be stunted, if there is to be room for healthy growth. Order without liberty and liberty without order are equally destructive. No man should receive $1 unless that dollar has been fairly earned. In life, as in football, the principle to follow is to hit the line hard. Every reform movement has a lunatic fringe. The worst of all fears is the fear of living. Courtesy is as much a mark of a gentleman as courage. For those who fight for it, life has a flavor the sheltered will never know. Women should have free access to every field of labor which they care to enter, and when their work is as valuable as that of a man, it should be paid as highly. All the resources we need are in the mind. The nation behaves well if it treats its natural resources as assets, which it must turn over to the next generation increased, and not impaired, in value. No man is above the law, and no man is below it. There is quite enough sorrow and shame and suffering and baseness in real life, and there is no need for meeting it unnecessarily in fiction. People ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader works in the open, and the boss in covert. The leader leads, and the boss drives. A great democracy has got to be progressive, or it will soon cease to be great or a democracy. I care not what others think of what I do, but I care very much about what I think of what I do. That is character. Aggressive fighting for the right is the noblest sport the world affords. It tires me to talk to rich men. You expect a man of millions, the head of a great industry, to be a man worth hearing, but, as a rule, they don't know anything outside their own business. It is true of the nation, as of the individual, that the greatest doer must also be a great dreamer. The lack of power to take joy in outdoor nature is as real a misfortune as the lack of power to take joy in books. The most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. We should not forget that, It will be just as important to our descendants to be prosperous in their time as it is to us to be prosperous in our time. This country will not be a good place for any of us to live in, unless we make it a good place for all of us to live in. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president. It may be true that he travels farthest who travels alone, but the goal thus reached is not worth reaching. The reader, the book lover, must meet his own needs without paying too much attention to what his neighbors say those needs should be. Justice consists not in being neutral between right and wrong, but finding out the right and upholding it, wherever found, against the wrong. It is better to have it and need it than to need it and not have it.